It's a pleasure to have you on the news. Thanks for being here. Talk to us about some of the key factors you believe that the president might have considered in selecting this mix of 34 career diplomats and 31 non-career nominees from all 36 states.
Well, I think, good evening. It's nice to be on News Central. I think it is clearly within the prerogative of Mr. President to nominate ambassadors for confirmation by the Senate. He knows what he wants from the ambassadors, what he expects from them, and he has an idea of the type of people he can rely on to push forward our relations with the countries to which they've been accredited. So I don't have any problem with that. It is the duty of the Senate to vet the nominees and to pronounce whether they confirm, whether they push them forward, whether they confirm the appointment or not. And of course, there are processes for doing that. At the level of the president, there is security vetting. At the level of the Senate, there is security vetting. I have no ideas, their background. And I think it is also up to the Nigerians who know them to speak out during the confirmation process. I think it's a pity that the confirmation processes for nominees for executive branch appointments, ministers, ambassadors, and so on, that process at the National Assembly has not been as thorough as it should be, because they are supposed to vet and confirm. They also have an idea of the background of the nominees, they interview them, they question them.
Yeah, but there are some names that are quite popular, sir. We have names like Ibok-Ete, Ibas. He was just in Rivers State as a sole administrator. We also have a familiar name, the Chioma Ohakim, wife of former governor of Imo State. And then we have other names as well. We have Ita Enang. He was a very popular name at some point at the National Assembly. These are some names. Ifani Owani is also there as well. So with what we know publicly about these names, what are your thoughts as to their nomination as diplomats for Nigeria?
Look, it's not what we know as Nigerians. If we know certain things about them, we forward them to the National Assembly as part of the process of confirming them. I don't know them. I have no idea who they are, apart from the names that they are popular names. But the important point is that it is the prerogative of the president to nominate ambassadors designate for confirmation by the Senate, and he has done that. Now it is for the rest of us as Nigerians, those who know about them, to come forward and offer views, information that will help the Senate in their confirmation. Unfortunately, I don't know any of them.
So what kind of questions? What kind? Okay, this is two-faced. What kind of questions do you think would elicit the right answers if the Senate is looking to get the best candidates? And what would be, in your mind, some of the challenges that the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs might face in screening all 65 nominees within, I think, a one-week directive from the Senate President?
Look, they have a CV. I don't have their CV. The Senate will have the CV. They will look through the CV and ask questions based on the CV. If I was interviewing somebody for an appointment, I have the CV before me. I will look at the CV, look at the job description, and ask questions in relation to the CV, but I don't know their CVs.
But we know broadly what a diplomat, an ambassador is supposed to do for the country, whether career or non-career ambassadors. And as much as you might not have their CV, what would be some of the challenges you think the committee might face? And again, what kinds of questions do you think might be appropriate for screening individuals who want to go, who have been nominated to represent Nigeria in public and in other countries?
Listen, in fairness to these candidates, I don't have the information to be able to even know who they are and what they can do. The point is, the Senate will ask questions based on the CV, expectations, what have you done in the past? How does that relate to what you are doing now? And what do you want to do? But unfortunately, we should not trivialize the confirmation process by saying, sing the national anthem. Take a bow. It's a serious matter, and it is the duty of the Senate to question them, not my duty. I don't know them.
Okay, but what would you say? The president has been in power. This is since 2023. We're in 2025, the tail end of 2025, and at a point, the lack of ambassadors was an issue. I mean, we talked about it in the media as well. It took him this long. Do you have concerns as to the effectiveness of these ambassadors when they finally resume, and how long it's going to take? Will they be able to resume during the tenure of this president before the next election?
That is a different question, and I have my views on that. I can answer that.
Great.
I think it is too late in the day. It is too late in the day to start appointing ambassadors designate or nominating ambassadors designate, because that process is still going to, once they are confirmed, it still has their names, their agreement has to be sent to the countries to vet and see if they want them to serve in their country. That will take another process of 2, 3, 4 months. So it is definitely late. And I think it's unfortunate that it has taken so long to do this, and coming at a time when it is clear that pressures from outside the country have shown that there is this major gap in our representation abroad, that we do not have ambassadors in situ to push and defend the case for Nigeria. I think that is important. The second problem that I have had with the nominees, and I think journalists have to do investigative reporting themselves, apart from interviews. Do your own investigation. For example, I've had people complain that the career ambassadors that have been appointed are all from the NIA. So that also creates problem between the career, the politics of the politics of the career diplomats, those who are from the NIA, essentially security from the National Intelligence Agency, and those who are in the mainstream of the ministry as ambassadors. So, and I understand that some of the career ambassadors in the mainstream are not happy that most of those who have been appointed as career ambassadors are not in the mainstream. So that is part of the politics of appointment, just as some of the career ambassadors in the past have objected that there are too many non-career ambassadors.
Yeah, I think you finally gave us some bone tonight with the last question, sir. Thank you very much, Professor Jinadu, for your time on the news.